and we are go. Yeah. So I want to start doing these video journal things, um, where I just kind of like record myself talking about whatever's on my mind, um, and like uploading it. Um, yeah, I've been wanting, bro, I think I've always, for a long time, not always, but like for a long time, I've wanted to be like a YouTuber, right? And actually make like videos, but like I never know uh, what to make videos about because like, you know, my life seems pretty like normal and monotonous and regular, but like I'm cool. So like I feel like, and I think I'm pretty relatable, so I think people will like, tune in. And even still, it's not really about people tuning in, it's more just about expressing. Um and that is a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about in this first little video, which is art and creativity in my music, and the idea that it's like, um, I watched a Prince interview a little while ago, and he said, uh, the music is a success upon creation, right? And that really resonated with me because, as a smaller independent artist, um, you know, a lot of times you can get discouraged if you like put too much value on like numbers and like who's listening and like who's tuning in and like, how many views you're getting, how many plays you're getting, how many streams and things like that. But and it kind of recontextualizes how you view your art, which ultimately is your expression, you know and it makes it about other people when ultimately it's about you. Not to say that, you know people listening to my music wouldn't make me very happy. But like, I've been really trying to like uh validate myself more recently, and you know uh congratulate myself on just making things, and just putting things out, right? Regardless of, you know if videos get tons of plays or if songs get tons of like streams. um the fact that I shared it at all is a achievement, because for a really long time I was too afraid to even share anything or even take myself seriously. um just because, like, I felt like I had to wait until, it's a really backwards way of thinking about it, but I felt like I had to wait until like I had an audience for me to show people that I uh do music seriously. And it's like, how do you find an audience if you don't just put things out and if you don't just share things with the world? Tea break. um yeah, so yeah, and I think a lot of times too, like, um I get kind of discouraged when the things I really like aren't the things that people like respond to the best or like respond to the most. Like the things I make that I really care about. Um, because it's like, how is no one seeing what I'm seeing? You know. But when you really think about it, it's like no one really sees exactly what you're seeing ever. You know, we all have completely unique subjective experiences, and you know, obviously we share a world, but we all have completely different viewpoints of it and completely different perspectives, um, of it, you know, not even in a metaphorical sense, but literally. Like, you can't take up the same space I take up, because I'm taking up this space right now. So like, you can't view things from exactly where I'm viewing it, because I'm taking up this space, you know? Uh, so, bringing that back to art, it's like, you know, no one's gonna interpret things the exact way you interpret things, or no one's gonna respond to things the exact way you respond to things. And I feel like that's why it's so important to make things that are real and things that are like actually meaningful, um, because those are the things that last, because they actually mean something, they're actually real. They have some substance. And not to say like, every song or every piece of art should be like, deep and whatever. But it's like, even if it's just about like this, like I'm just sitting here it's Saturday evening or Saturday night, really. It's like 9:13, and I'm like just sitting here yapping at my computer screen. Nothing extraordinary, nothing deep, nothing like crazy is going on at all. But it's still real. It's still cool because it's me and it's what I wanted to do. And I think people resonate with that. Like people respond to things that are real, things that are like, you know, things that aren't trying to be something. You know, there's this idea. Uh, so one of my favorite books, honestly, I think it might be like top three, is it's flipped, but The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. I know a lot of people have like opinions about him, um, but I first was introduced to this book about like 2 years ago, and one of the laws is the law of least effort, um, and it's this idea that like, you know, when you're attached to like the outcome of something, so like to relate it to music and art, when you're attached to like the music I make, reaching tens of thousands and millions of people, when I'm attached to that as the outcome, that's like what I'm putting effort into. Like that's what my effort is going towards. But that's not something that's in my control. So that's like wasted effort, right? So like the law of least effort is this idea that like you can effortlessly attain the things you want to attain and achieve the goals you want to achieve by just knowing that it's possible, right? Which kind of links to like, you kind of have to like, all the seven laws kind of like link together. So it kind of links back to the law of pure potentiality, which is the first one, which is the idea that like, everything, it's kind of like Murphy's law, where it's like everything that can happen will happen, you know? So it's like this idea that it's like in you is like pure potentiality, you know? In you is, the potential for anything to happen, right? So there is the potential for me to become the greatest artist of all time and a world-renowned superstar, you know? And me knowing that that's a possibility can be my drive, right? And I think a lot of times, like, people move from lack, right? People move out of lack. We chase our goals from a place of lack, in the sense where it's like, you feel like you're running out of time, or you need to achieve something before, like, I used to really think that, like, if I didn't get famous or if I didn't get rich before I turned like 21 or 22, then like there was no point in me doing music anymore. And I don't know where I got that idea from. And I mean, I do know where I got it, because, you're on the internet, we're seeing like 15, 16, 17, 18-year olds that are rich and famous and going viral, so getting that tea break again. So that image being like, in my head, made me think that I had to do it. I had to achieve this goal like super quickly, right? And more recently, I've been really dedicating myself to the long game and trying to create stuff that really lasts, and, trying to see like big picture things You know, like I don't need to have one singular viral moment and make $1 million tomorrow. You know, I'm okay with being a struggling artist for a little bit, which I say quotations because I'm not struggling. Maybe in like a material sense, or in like a, you know, from the outside looking in, it may look like uh, I'm struggling, but all my needs are met, you know. Um, I don't really have to worry about too much, you know. Obviously, there's challenges and there's things you have to like address and things you have to take care of, but you know, you take care of those things when the time presents itself to take care of them, you know. Uh, the worrying and the stress doesn't really solve any problems. I saw a quote somewhere that was like, worrying and stressing over problems is like worshiping the problem. And I was like, whoa, like that's crazy. Like we really worship our problems when we like overthink and we ruminate and we worry, you know? And it's not to say like you should like want to like die every time you catch yourself overthinking, but you know, gentle reminder to self that it's like just being present enough to like catch yourself overthinking about something or worrying or ruminating and being like, okay, let me come back to reality for a minute. You know, Seneca said, I think it was Seneca that said we suffer more in our thoughts or in our imaginations than we do in reality. Um, and that's super real, you know? Um, yeah. So, but yeah, um, I'm trying not to move from a place of lack, from a place of like, you know, oh, I have to validate my creativity externally for it to be like real. You know, it's real because it's in me, you know? That's like the switch, the mindset switch. I think that like changed how I approach making music and making art. Uh, you know, like the internal is more real than the external. You know, I think our society and our world views it the opposite, and they push it like they push the idea and drill it into our heads that like the external is what's real and the internal is what's not real. But all of this out here is is a projection of what's inside. You know, and when you're able to fully immerse yourself in your internal world and be the master of your internal world, like self mastery, right? You can create anything you want to create out here, right? And yes, it takes time and it does take some effort. It does take some physical effort. But like, you know, knowing that, once again, going back to like pure potentiality, knowing that, you know, success is possible and the success is guaranteed if I continue taking one step at a time and doing one thing I can today and doing another thing tomorrow and doing another thing the next day. Like success is guaranteed, right? It may not be in front of me right now, but success is guaranteed if I continue doing what I'm doing, right? No matter how long it takes, you know? That's really detaching from the outcome, you know? It's guaranteed if I continue to do the things I have to do every day, you know? And you can do that with joy. You know, it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be this intense grind where I'm taking myself super seriously and I have to, you know, be on this oh, I can't have no fun. I'm on a grind, you feel me? Like I'm grinding every day, you know? Nah, bro. I'm out here having fun and I'm not chasing my dreams cuz they're not running from me, you know? Uh I'm um I'm creating my dreams. I'm not chasing my dreams, I'm creating my dreams. Ooh, that's a bar. That might be the title of the video. That's kind of fire. I'm not chasing my dreams. I'm creating my dreams. I'm manifesting my dreams. No, I don't want to use manifesting because I think manifesting has gotten like misconstrued. Like the meaning of manifesting has gotten like, it means something completely different than what like the definition, the textbook definition is. But yeah, that's the thing. And it's like, it doesn't have to be this sprint. I feel like a lot of times people feel like they need to like sprint towards their goals and sprint towards their dreams. And it's like, you're stuck on a treadmill, bro. You're sprinting on a treadmill. You're not going anywhere. And you don't even know why your goals are. A lot of times, we don't even know why our goals are our goals. It's just what we've been told we need to achieve, or what we've accepted that we need to achieve. But like when you know what you're doing is, when you know what you're doing is what you're actually supposed to be doing on an internal, on like a godly level, on like a divine level, like this is why I was put on this planet, right? No amount of external challenge can change how I feel about that. It's like potholes. Watch out for the potholes. Watch out for the potholes. You feel me? So yeah, we're not chasing. We're not moving from a place of lack. We're moving from a place of abundance. The goal is already achieved. Everything. Because on the, and I know I'm getting pretty like spiritual woo woo and amorphous with it, but like outside of the 3D, like in the spiritual realm, if you will, up there, out there, time isn't a thing. Everything is happening at the same time. The potential for everything to happen is right here, right? So the goal is already achieved. Success is already reached. Like I already succeeded. Now I just have to like walk there. It's like a destination. It's like, bro, like the grocery store is down the street. So like obviously it's like, you can take a faster route to get there quicker, right? But sometimes you want to enjoy the journey, Like sometimes I want to take a route I wouldn't normally take so I can see some scenery I wouldn't normally see, Like I think a lot of times, like, and that's where people mess up, bro. They try so hard to achieve their dreams, or they try so hard to like chase their goals and chase their dreams as quickly as possible, right? Not really like cherishing the moment and cherishing the journey. And then they realize everything they've lost on the way, bro. And it's like, bro, like there's so much in my present that I'm so grateful for that I know I'm not gonna have down the line when I reach this, external success. The freedom to just spend as much time as I want with my family and my loved ones. Uh, the freedom to just kind of sit in my room and listen to music and just watch movies. I can just bed rot if I want to. I may hate my retail job, but like, my coworkers are interesting, observation pieces, you know. So it's like I'm really trying to cherish. I'm really trying to be grateful for everything I have right now, because I do know it's gonna be different when I do reach this external success. And when you talk like that, people will look at you and be like, "Oh, that's arrogant. That's cocky. Like you don't know, whatever." No, I know. I do know. I do know. There's no other option than success. you know. And even if it looks, well, even if it looks different than you know how I'm envisioning it right now, because that's another thing. Like, I do know I'm gonna change as a person as I get older, right? I'm only 21. Like, my frontal lobe isn't fully developed, you know. What I what I what I want down the line may change, right? But it's in cherishing all the different forms of self and all the different forms of my reality, you know, that I can allow myself to fully experience what's going on and fully experience everything around me without clinging to it, you know, because I don't need it for a sense of identity, you know. I'm just here experiencing it, like, and I can fully experience it and love it and appreciate it and be grateful for it. And when it's over, I can do away with it, you know, because I always have the memories. I always have the feelings that it gave me, you know. I always have the connection. That's the difference between attachment and connection, you know, clinging versus being connected to things. And I'm jumping so many topics, but yeah, and this video is already like 20 minutes long, so I think I'm gonna like be done. Um, but yeah, hopefully this isn't like the only time I do this. Hopefully, like, I actually do more of these and I'm like consistent with it. Um, you know, because I really do want to. Um, you know, and if no one watches this video, uh, I'm still gonna be happy I made it because I wanted to make something like this for a long time. Um, so yeah, peace, deuces, adios, au revoir. I don't know if what language that is or if that's even the right word. I'm just gonna end the video now.